Reggie got Indiana. And he was.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
It's crazy how he was making the cuts, making it.
Why is he not better than him?
Everybody take a seat. We think it's sports, but sometimes we don't know. We asking.
Somebody gets shot every time. I do it. I mean, they're not trying to be funny, but don't like somebody get shot like every rolling out, like in history. I feel like.
Right? You still was going to the June team, nigga. You was still going out. Like, I mean, I don't know why you made it seem like that's any other different. Yo, bro, you was going on Sundays though. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but the key word in all that was Sam. I've grown up. I'm an adult now. And I'm not doing that. I mean, I wouldn't do it now. I mean, I don't know. I think it's adult. I mean, it's just too many. It's too many people. It was literally like every artist in the world.
Bro, I can't believe there. Like, what the hell everybody gonna be at?
Like, that's literally insane. Because I thought all the big names that was on, I was like, okay, and I thought Lil Nas, but it was like the big names. I'm like, yo, and then you had Uzi, who gonna have 1 million people, and Lil Baby, and the baby Meg. In the little font, I'm like, oh, it's like that's insane. That's the biggest card I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy. But
I mean, it's a festival. I mean, that's what festivals are. I'm not for festivals. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not for amusement parks anymore. I guess maybe I am the fun police. Like I'm going to dread. Like my son going to Disney World and like stuff like that. Because it's just
who hates?
Well, because I hurt myself very fine.
Okay.
I mean, I never really liked it. I mean, I remember I was like 9 years old and I passed out at Disney World. It was just too hot. Like, what are we doing?
I'll give you that.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we really doing? And like, I'm not really for rides. I just like the crowds and just the heat and just the whole walking around piece of it. I don't see how that is fun. You can't tell me that walking around in the hot sun, standing in the line is fun. There's nothing fun about that.
You know the crazy part about that, Sam? Like 50 million people can say that's fun because that's how many people go to Disney World.
No. Just because you go, that don't mean it's fun. People get married and they'll tell you that ain't fun. Like, I mean, we can name the list of things.
But you don't get married every week.
Not fun.
People go to Disneyland all the time. Like,
yes, that does not mean it's fun, right? Just because you go, you go to work, it ain't fun.
Sam, shut up.
All right, now you're playing different argument.
I'm not. There's no argument. I'm just saying people go out of obligation.
No,
because you want to take your children.
No, it's not, Sam.
I went to Cedar Point. I want to say maybe like 5 years ago, and it was 1,000 degrees. Like, it's standing in line for the Steel Dragon or whatever it's called, Millennium Force, for 2 hours. That's not fun to me. My cousin KJ, he wanted to do it again. Like, people like different things, I guess. To me, that's not fun. You're right.
I don't love that either. I don't like Darien Lake. I don't like getting on rides.
Nobody does.
I
love
roller
getting on rides.
I don't like roller coasters. I don't love it. I don't love roller coasters. It's like
I'm done with
you
them.
know what I mean? I'm not a big
Disney
fan of none of that. But
Disney has interactive things to do while you're in line.
Yeah, I get it.
No, they
but
do.
as far as Rolling Loud, like I don't like music that much to stand in a crowd of 10,000 people and seeing Lil Baby look little, this big, and jumping around. Like, I'm so good on that. And like you said, it's crazy right now. People getting shot every other day.
It's a time though for it, right? Like, I think like it was in our lives. I'm saying it's a time.
Me 4 years ago.
Where we just like, I don't like going out was a specific time in my life. I just don't look at it the same way. And those people who do, this is no shade to you, but like the whole weekend thing, it's just not for me. Like the whole weekend, I got to get a bottle. No disrespect to anybody who's doing that. But like, that's just not like, it's just not for me. Like, I don't know. It's just not, but, and that may be some people's release. No disrespect to you. You know what I'm saying? You could do what makes you feel good. But I'm just saying for me personally, things like that, like Rolling Loud or Rock the Bells or whatever, you know what I mean?
Coachella?
Stuff like that.
You want to go to Coachella?
I would never go to Coachella. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would have went to Coachella then, because I think sometimes at a certain point, it gets.
Depends.
I think after like the 7th hour, I was out there. I'm like, yo, I'm over this, bro. Like, I'm over it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can go back to the hotel, whoop de whoop, You know
I
what
do
I'm
like
saying?
concerts though. I would go
get-
to. I do like concerts. Now the big festival, I understand too many people, blah blah blah. But those individual concerts, like the people I like, I would do that. I go to.
Where I got a
concerts.
seat. Yeah, I can sit down
Yeah.
and
Well,
relax.
I mean, depends on who you're going to see. If you're going to see Jay-Z, you might get one. If you're going to see, Jeezy, it might be at a little, like Shays in
Hole
the
in the
standing
wall.
room, or ballroom, or something like that. You go see Dipset, might be at the ballroom.
I'm not going to see those people.
Sorry, Dipset.
Oh no, shout out to Dipset.
I like the argument.
Yeah, that'd be.
I like the discussion y'all was having earlier. I might have to bring that back in.
Rad said Griselda was better than Dipset, which is
No, I didn't.
insane. Yes,
I
he
did not say
did.
that. I did not.
Rad said Griselda was better than Dipset.
I did
Right, is
not
that
say
true?
that.
Did you say
No.
that?
I think I do think they are better rappers overall. Those three versus those three. I go Griselda as far as rapping.
Lyricist or rapper?
Yeah, like bar for bar. No, I think Joel's is nice. Obviously, I think Jim Jones got better. And Cam, you know how I feel about him, but I respect Cam. Cam is good. But Benny and Conway are like, they name is in the best lyrics today. Like their name is in those talks.
And that's not hard to do right now, though. That's not hard to do.
Saying much, bro.
No, they
That's
like
lyricists.
Benny and Conway.
What was it to say back then? With like that was never a discussion with Dipset. Like,
No. I'm saying, but back then, like it was all about lyricists. Lyricists. That was, if you was the like top lyricist, you were the person. The Hove, the X, the 50.
That's still here now.
Who?
What do you mean? Like, who was the top? Who's the top lyricist back then? Who was the top lyricist back then?
In '98, nigga, DMX.
No,
we
talking about.
Is it
written? We talk about Dipset.
On.
Dipset was not 98.
Cameron is from.
Yeah.
Cameron came out in '98. That is Dipset.
I know. I'm talking about when they was at the height of the height. It wasn't 98.
Okay, early 2000s. Beans, 50 Cent.
All right,
I don't even keep naming.
Like, come on, bro. Like the baby is a superstar.
Yeah,
like that motherfucker, he be on camera like this. Like the baby, not a lyricist.
You could put him equivalent to like a Ludacris.
Ludacris has lyrics. What
No,
are you talking about?
you
That's
wildin'.
insane.
You wildin' now.
If you
now,
say that,
you being disrespectful.
Yeah, Ludacris is like a top probably 38.
Yo, Nut has Ludacris in like his top 7.
I'm not doing that, but Ludacris is definitely.
Ludacris was Tony's favorite rapper at one point.
I'm saying
that's unfortunate.
But if somebody coming up right now in debate, but the baby is terrible. Yeah. The baby is not terrible. Like Lil Baby.
No,
like what do you think about Lil Baby? What do y'all think about Lil Baby?
He's not like
talking apples to oranges, bro.
I like his music. To me, Lil Baby is like, I don't call him my favorite rapper, but if Lil Baby on some joint, I'm going to check it out. But his flow is nice, and like he go crazy, and the beats is always fire. But I'm not really going there to be like, damn, I wonder what Baby said. You know what I'm saying? It's different than when Lloyd Banks was dropping, when Fab was dropping, when Jada was dropping. It was like, oh, this nigga's just going crazy. I got the nasty face on. I'm like, ooh, today is just like,
I don't even know what Rad is talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what Rad talking about either.
Like, game? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about though? Like,
I said, but you don't think Benny and Conway is as good as those guys?
I think Benny and Conway pins. If you transplace them back then, now I think people would still be giving them credit for sure.
I think we would not hear from them.
I don't go that far, but to say that they are one of the best lyricists today, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't
is Conway better than Freeway?
Shout out to my man Philly Freeway.
Freeway was nice.
I know. I'm asking, is Conway better than Freeway? He's never released a better project.
He can rap with them.
You including Buzz too, because Freeway is on songs with Hove. So you look at it different.
Because he was nice, nigga. Not because, like, I mean, yes, he was on songs with Hove because he was nice. Like, yes, Freeway was nice.
Well, I mean,
Conway and Griselda got signed by Eminem.
Yeah, they on the songs with the rappers now.
I think Eminem.
They got songs with Eminem. They got signed with Eminem. They got songs with Eminem and stuff. Like,
Eminem signed.
And they got songs with all the guys y'all talk about. They got songs. They got songs with all the top lyricists.
No, they do. They definitely know how to feature. I give them that.
Yeah,
everybody.
Okay, but
who don't? The only one they don't is the big names. But everybody else they got songs with them. Only the big names. Only the big 4. They don't got songs.
No disrespect. That's tail end though, bro. Like we gotta stop that.
Now, what?
That's the tail end of everybody's career. It doesn't matter. Like, they giving out features for free, bro. Like,
I would say that, but they definitely Benny and Conway might be 1-2 right now. If you're talking about just pen to paper, Pin that pad.
Yo, y'all gotta. We gotta.
They might be.
Y'all always put me in this position. What are y'all?
They definitely in discussion for the top. Pin the pad. And everybody talk about it. It's not like it's not a thing. You hear it everywhere. That's the
just
talk.
because people talk about it, that doesn't make it
Oh
right.
I
I don't know why you keep doing that.
Always know better.
I just don't understand why. Why is that the go-to? Because everybody's like that doesn't make it right. Y'all literally just told me that Benny and Conway is the top two lyricists in the rap game right now.
But
what are we talking about?
Who else is it? Like who else is out? Who else is dropping? I mean, J. Cole ain't dropping nothing. Kendrick ain't dropping nothing.
I mean, by counting them, and I think Drake are better lyricists than them too.
Oh, without question. Without question.
I think
without question. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe not a big Sean,
I legitimately do not know what's going on. Neither of them is better than Wale as a lyricist. Not one of them is on Wale's level.
Well, you know how I feel about Wale.
Well,
I like Wale. But I think Benny can rap as good as I think.
What are you
Wale put something out today? That shit is trash.
Wale can rap.
We're talking about somebody who had flawless flower bomb.
That's 10 years ago, bro.
That's a great song.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
So what? What have they put out that's good?
I'm talking about right
name the song.
now.
Just name the song.
What Kanye.
Song?
Wale just had a
Brad, nobody heard that shit but you, bro.
That's not. Nobody heard Griselda. Who is?
I'm just saying he had number one. I'm saying Wale just had number one song.
No, don't say it's just me. That's just Rad. You just said it was just Rad. I don't listen to Griselda.
Wale just had number one song.
Listen to that.
He literally just had a number song with Miguel. I mean, not Miguel, Jeremiah. Like last year. He literally
shout out to Griselda. I do listen, shout out to Griselda. But what I'm saying is, granted, I am pushing for Griselda to go as far as they can. I just think we could be realistic in talking about it.
I came in here and said that Benny's probably my favorite rapper right now. So I don't know. None of this should be a surprise to you.
I think once if they do sign, if they get my major behind them, Conway just had this is his last one, but if Benny get a major behind them and get some real money pushing a real album with some key the beat selection with some expensive samples and stuff like that,
is Benny better than Dave East rapping?
I'm not a Dave East fan, so yeah.
Neither am I. I'm just asking, is he better than him?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's an easy one for me.
No, it's not.
But Preach, I think what you accuse us of about being too soft on them or Buffalo people in general, I think you go the extra mile to kind of like discredit it and only say we only saying it from Buffalo. I think we both playing it a little, you know what I mean? We're not being really true of how we feel. I think
I'm being very true of how I feel. I'm just saying I don't like the music. I'm not.
I think this Conway album was great. I think the album was great.
That's not true. I don't like any of his music. I do like 10 to Talk 3. That's fire. Plugs I Met was legit fire. Like those two projects was legit fire. Ding, 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 all that. You can put the stamp on it. And the Fly Guy joint with the Red album, I think it came out in 2016, wherever it came out, that was actually a good album. I like that album. I'm not saying it was a bad album. I haven't personally liked any of Conway's projects. That's just me.
God, that joint was fire too.
Quiet.
This one was the one. This one was the one for me.
Yeah, this one was crazy.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
He was different pockets, different flows. Beat selection was like A1.
Man, if LeBron could rock to it, LeBron rocking with him.
Production was crazy.
LeBron rocking with him.
Sam, go listen to Is it Clarify?
LeBron.
Go listen to right now.
LeBron EP one of 2 Chainz's worst albums. Let's stop talking about him. So, my only
Pretty Girls Like Trap Music.
Yeah, one of his worst albums. This is the only thing with Conway. I'll say this: like, if you're not going to be musically inclined, then go
listen to this album, Sam.
Listen,
go listen to the album.
If you're not going to be musically inclined, then your lyrics have to be A1. It's just not for me.
Not this album, Sam. The music was up there. The music was up there.
I think they're personally average at best. It's personally average.
I think the music was up there. This album.
Me personally.
I think for me, the KD song, KD was up. Bro, go listen to KD and Cherry. Them two back to back. I was like, oh, this is different. This is different. This is different. This is good. This is different music right here. It was fire. Sam Wiley.
So
I'm being honest.
Well, damn. Listen to them two the Conway drop was like an hour, 1.5. We just kind of skipped to that joint and went right to it. So that's all good. But so y'all see my guy Millie is not here. Mill's handling some business. Mill's got more PTO than Kyrie. Yo, this man, he didn't miss like 8 pods this year already.
It was Mill's birthday
Yo.
though. Shout out to Mills.
It's out the Mills. It was his birthday. Old man,
belated, bro.
old man Millie. So I never did ask Rat how was it having your second birthday during the pandemic? Was it different than the first because you knew more?
I never even thought about that. How was it? It was cool. It was cool because you just with the expectations of just knowing what you're not doing, like you'd make the best of the situation instead of you think you last year when the pandemic, it was like we was planning a party, so it was like
Yeah, the paint and sip joint, yeah.
and it was like and it was canceled last minute. I canceled. I was like, yo, I can't do it. Like, last minute, I just like we can't do this. You know what I mean? Sean was still pushing it. She still wanted to do it, so it was like more. She was like upset, no, because we didn't think of Plan B, but this one was like whatever we figure out, we just happy with it. So yeah, it was just a better knowing it, like you said, and so everything was good. It was good. It was a good birthday.
Yeah, I only asked because I got Angie joint coming up next week Wednesday, so I gotta make sure because last year it was like we didn't know what was what, so this year I gotta do step it up a little bit. So I will see. So Millie's not here. It was his birthday. It's me, Rad, and Preach. We think it's a sports show. We got a great show for y'all. We're gonna get into it. I do want to check in with my guy Preach before we get into the first topic. What's up, Preach? What's going on with you, bro? I see you got the overdue bills drip on.
For sure. Shout out to Overdue Bills. We ramping it up. Be on the lookout. We definitely got the merch. Listen, you about to have a little, shout out to Hefe.
Shout out to Hefe.
El Dente, all love. Yeah, everything good. Everything is actually, good. I've been card shopping.
But hashtag I work at GM. Just keep that. Just remember that, bro.
For sure. So I mean, trying to do that. Just doing some things, man. Trying to get everything, squared away. About to take.
You look for a luxury?
Yeah, I am.
We got that luxury. Got that
Jaguar. That Creflo.
That Jaguar. So what you getting? Well, I get that Jaguar with the wood grain.
I want a Genesis.
Okay.
I want a Genesis, but I don't know if I want to spend 80 racks.
Bro, you might go ahead and get that caddy.
I am gonna get a caddy.
Stop playing. Why you playing?
I am gonna get a caddy. I'm probably 9 times out of 10 gonna get a caddy.
I'm new years old with the caddy.
I'm probably gonna get a caddy. But I'm probably
they good with maintenance. They go with maintenance. If you go to a caddy dealer, my mom got a caddy. They just replace her car every 5 years or whatever. We're really good on maintenance if you go through them. So caddies is good. Caddies is good. Your dad had
my discount. I'm gonna send you my discount.
Send me that discount. My uncle, you can send another discount. I mean, he got, we got the lease here for the caddy every 3 years. We get the, he get the new one. Shout out to him. But Hey, can I say this? Oh, we about to go on that topic. I guess I don't know. You can go, Mike. Ask Rat how you doing.
Rat, what's good? What's going on, Rat?
I didn't want to step on it.
Oh, what's up, Rat? What's up with you?
Man, it was good. Everything good, man. Had a good week, man. Yeah, everything good though. Everything good. Can't complain.
All right, perfect. So, Preet, you want to bring us into the next topic?
I did, but I do. It's not as heavy as the original topic. It's just a little light, so I wanted to do it before, because we're going into today. You'll say this tomorrow, but today, Tuesday, we got the news. The George Floyd verdict came down for the police officer. What's his last name? Chauvin? Is that how you pronounce it?
Smoking on that Chauvin.
And he was found guilty on all charges. Which was, we can't say it's expected, but because you don't know, obviously living where we live and understanding what has happened. But before we kind of dive into that and sink our teeth, and I did want to talk about, because we kind of bring this topic up. Is it me, or is it just a Twitter thing? Because I seen Reverend Al Sharpton was headed to Minnesota, and he had the picture of the PJ before he got on the PJ to get there, and it was this whole backlash about him getting on the PJ. I don't understand why that is. Like, what is the problem? Do people understand that Al Sharpton makes a lot of money even outside of just church? Like, do people understand the idea of being like? Why can't this is my question?
People even associate him with the church as much as
his name is Reverend Al Sharpton, Mike.
Yeah,
I thought that was just a stage name.
yeah, I'm saying like
I mean, he's not
I
a
don't know.
pastor, but he is. I mean, like he is definitely associated with the church.
I don't know, man.
You don't think so?
I have never once thought about him.
Social.
being
I mean,
the church. I think of
civil
him
rights,
being like
civil rights.
civil rights, more so race baiter than
He's a preacher, though.
Anything
Legit.
you may be, but I don't think anyone else associates him with that. But
I mean, his name is literally Reverend Al.
I mean, I think
They actually
I
say
understand
that.
why people do. I understand why people do, but
maybe older people. But I don't know what are the people saying on Twitter then? Like, will they bring it up to church?
Yes, that was the whole
bring it
angle.
up?
That could. But I'm saying, just in general, that could only be the angle because anybody else can get on. Nobody else says anything about anybody else getting on the PJ.
Sam, tell Al Sharpton to stop posting it. Just give him a PJ.
But why
How you
can't he post it like everybody else posted?
He can't post it, but will come and post it and being a pastor and on the internet comes with that.
But
It's
he's not even a
changing.
pastor though.
A reverend, whatever he is not. Then that's not.
What I'm
gonna
saying
change
is he
things.
doesn't even make his money like what
Okay,
I'm
but
saying
matter.
is
People don't know how to make his money. People have no idea.
Don't matter.
people don't
people
know how
gonna assume-
anybody make their money.
Yeah, people gonna assume it, and all you gonna do is all you is left to your vices on the internet, and they're gonna make up what they're gonna do. People, whatever story feels good, it sounds good, and like easier to just repost, it's gonna fly. So he know that gotta come. He gotta know Al Sharpton. If I post a PJ, which a lot of most of the people in America cannot afford to even get on, is going to be backlash on Twitter. That's
But they
kind of
only
go one
say
and one.
that with that
No, they
specific
don't.
No,
group.
but it's different. It's
Where-
different.
Name another place where they say about the PJ.
I'm gonna explain to you why. Because take the rappers. You see rappers do it all the time. Athletes do it all the time. People just accept it. You see the president get on Air Force One all the time. People just
Artists,
accept it. No,
people who like
Yeah.
Will Smith, all of them, like that whole
Actually, but do it. Boom.
no people on Wall Street, every walk of life.
Everybody
Life.
that makes their money.
No, everybody
selling
has a lot of
something,
money.
performing something, do something like that. You look at Reverend Al Sharpton. Who are people comparing him to? Probably Jesus or Dr. Martin Luther King. And you didn't see neither one of them get on PJs. You seen them with the poor. You seen them walking. You seen them on buses.
And he's
So
done,
people
he's
like, if
done
you-
that.
I'm just saying, bro. If you for the people, I don't care if Al Sharpton get on the PJ or not. But if you for the people,
You have to
and
be poor.
I look poor.
That don't
Yeah,
even make
yes,
sense,
yes, bro. Like we come here
That's
every
just-
week. Why?
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
even yes, it's ridiculous, but that's how it is.
But nobody who's for the poor is poor. Nobody. That's not even a realistic thing.
You trying to add logic
Sam.
into people?
No,
that
I
don't
know. I
care.
just don't understand. Like
Sam,
it's just
it's the
insane
person-
to me.
It's the person. It's like, bro. It's like it's no different than if like I don't know. What I'm trying to maybe if a
There
teacher.
is no other example.
No, it's like if like if Nick Saban posts that he's getting on a private jet, former players is gonna be pissed. It's gonna be like
No, they
yo,
won't. Stop it.
Yes,
No,
they
won't.
will.
No, they
I think
won't.
so.
No, they won't.
Like,
Rad.
they
We
should-
know
like,
that
players
Nick
should be
Saban
paid.
makes $5.8 million.
Yeah, but he don't post getting on a private jet. He don't
But
post
it's not a
how he
secret.
living. He don't post. He don't post that.
But that's because
Yeah,
he.
he
I don't
don't
post that. But I don't think that he
into Tulum.
But I don't
Yeah,
think Nick
like-
Saban wants to post that. That's just Nick Saban. I'm
Yes,
saying,
and, you know,
but-
and it's a reason why too, Sam.
no, it's
It comes-
not. I think
that
that's just
will come
because
with
he's
something,
square.
Optics.
Optics. He know, like, bro, I can't relate to the. I am going to the
Right.
slums to recruit these players, and I'm on a private jet. I can't relate to y'all, but I want to use y'all for this time being to
Brad,
make.
he's
time
a
more.
$5 million man. His contract is
Yeah,
public.
Yes,
It's not even a
yes.
secret.
No, but
But understand
it's
what I'm
about-
saying.
But nobody care about how much money you make. It's about how much money you show.
Okay, but
two different
okay, Nick
things.
Saban is not the only coach. There's Penny Hardaway
Yes.
posts to PJ. Penny Hardaway posts to PJ. Nobody has a problem with that. He's a coach for Memphis.
But it's
Well,
different.
yeah.
He's black.
Well,
He
Penny-
won.
Penny
He's
plays
black.
in the
Oh
league.
my God, there are white
And he
coaches.
black, and he played elite. And he played elite.
There are white coaches who post money and wealth, and nobody has an issue with that.
I don't
I
see
don't
it.
know.
I don't.
Because you don't follow them. Just say that. Say I don't follow them.
No, what I said we don't know.
I said Nick Saban have it, and I used Nick Saban.
Okay,
have
you
it.
okay? You named
And
Nick
if he
Saban,
does
but I'm
it, and if he does it, and if he doesn't, and backlash is I expect backlash if Nick Saban posts a picture saying I'm about to get on the PJ, walking on the PJ with
But-
some crystals or something.
but-
Like, bro, you wilding. Like,
but that's
what are you
not
talking
his.
about?
But I don't understand why you would. First of all,
That's wild.
Al
He should do
Sharpton
it.
never did that. He just posted a picture saying I'm going to Minnesota, and it just happened to be a PJ. But my point is, I'm not saying that he had Cristal with him or anything like that. He just said, I'm headed to Minnesota. And it just happened. Okay, if you would have took a picture of him in the airport, would that have been a problem? No. But he has the money to afford the PJ.
Well, okay, I would say this. I would say this. No. I would say this because Diddy. People get on Diddy every single time somebody from Bad Boy is down bad because they like, how are you going to live like this? But then your people is living like that. So they saying, hey, Al Sharpton, instead of you getting a PJ, how about you give that money to underdeserved community, underserved community? That's it, Preach. It's not logic. It's not logical. People,
they have unrealistic
expectations. Yes, they got these standards. They compare him to Martin Luther King and Jesus.
Yo, Martin, and that's
not
give all his money to that's not even.
I know, I know. You bring logic into people that doesn't have don't care logic.
Yeah, Sam, like it's even in the church. If the pastor look like he has way more money than the people in his pews, it looks a type of way. It's just that simple.
No, like, I'm giving you
money. I know it don't make sense, but people gonna be like, "Yo, how is this? How does this make sense? Is this your primary job? It's the only thing you do?
Yes.
Like, why is how is this?
This is a job. That's like I know every CEO makes more than the people under them. That does not.
But
that
church
makes sense to anybody.
It's
though.
Different. It's different. It's religion. It's church. It's a difference.
No, it's not a difference. There is no difference.
I'm talking about optics. I'm not talking about.
I don't know, but where
optics wise.
I know, but my question is, where did this mindset come that being in religion means that there is no money? That is the furthest thing from that. If you look at the Catholic Church, it's all about money.
Y'all don't pay taxes.
The Pope is legitimately the richest person in the world. He is legitimate.
I don't know too much.
That's religion.
The Catholic priests live poor.
Hell no. Oh, Mike, first of all, Mike, you cannot sodomize boys for the entire generation and get hit with lawsuits and be poor. That does not
the collective. Now we talk about the individual.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying the individual. They got off. They don't live poor. They have personages. They have money. They just can't marry, but they don't live poor. Have you ever seen a cardinal? Oh my God, you talk about money? You ever seen a bishop? You talk about money. They have flowing money.
Yeah, but Priest, you are closer to it.
No, it's just a fact. You just look at the church. It's money.
Well, I'm saying I understand that. I understand
like the Pope
church has
walks
money.
around. He literally goes around places in the PJ, and people come down and kiss his ring. How is that not they own the majority of land in the world.
Black people probably pocket watch more than any other group of people for sure.
And I'm just not going to compare. But what are you comparing? You comparing church in America to like what's happened over in the Pope?
No, I'm saying Catholicism is church in America. Catholicism was one of the biggest religions, period, in the world.
I know, but Pope is not. But Christianity is the number one, the most.
Catholicism is Christianity. It is. It's not. There's no difference between the two. I mean, we're parsing. No, we're not parsing. No, it is. What I'm saying is Christianity is under like Catholicism, Protestants, so on and so forth. But I'm just saying, like Catholicism is it? Like, you talk about like Hispanics, all of them are Catholic. Mm-hmm. White people, all of them are. I mean, like that's a huge. I mean, it's died down because of all that nastiness. But
well, also black preachers have the stereotype, right? It's the
they don't want to.
You have the poor church in the hood that you talk about. You need all this money for the building fund, but you live in an Orchard Park with the Jaguar and the private jet, like in the fancy suits.
But it's just. I know people say that, but that's not like. I know people say that. I just want like.
Well, I'm saying it's a stereotype. I'm not saying it's true.
It is a stereotype. It is actually the furthest thing from the truth because generally most pastors are poor. That's not even a realistic thing. The average church size is only 50 members.
Like, so, I mean, you see the movies, the pastor got a go-to. It's
no, like, I know, because that's Hollywood actually doing that to the black
exactly.
The black pastor. That's what that is, and people have bought into that.
Let's talk about it then. Come on, preach.
No, I'm just saying. I'm being honest. That's what they have done to the church and to knock down it's systematic because they seen how Brother Martin was so powerful. They seen how Malcolm X was so powerful, and the list goes on and on. They're not the only black.
The church played a role in that as well because
the church did not play a role in that. I mean,
it is people
right. That's bad people. I mean, that's like we don't have to like we okay. So that's like saying like even with government, it's bad people.
Yeah,
Like,
people don't fuck with the government either.
Still pay your taxes,
Sam.
though. Yeah, I know, but you still pay your taxes. But my point is,
choice.
okay, well that's how we got to give it
And
up.
some people don't. And
That's
some
how
people
we gotta give
don't.
it up.
And some people do not.
I know.
Like barbers. I mean, not stitching.
Oh,
but,
Trump?
Some
You
people
definitely
don't.
stitching right now. But even you saying church don't pay taxes, that has nothing to do with the black church, quote unquote. Like that benefits every church, more so white churches. Like I mean, like I don't even understand. Like I don't know why the black church necessarily gets condemned, and it's because
when Joe Osteen didn't open a church for the flood victims, it was a problem. It was a problem.
But they don't. But even in that, I don't even mind that because you don't own that building. So I mean that's neither here nor there.
But it was just a problem.
I know, but nobody else has opened up their house, so stop.
But it's like it depends on what you're quote unquote selling. I don't want to seem like you're selling church, but like if people looking at it the eyes of you want us to say, hey, look at all these other industries, nobody's saying about. But so can we talk about it as what they are selling? Y'all are selling hope and love and God and Jesus.
People say we're selling that, but
I don't want to say it like that. But
regardless, even if we are selling that, what does that have to do with anything, right? Why is that like? And people criticize that, but if you're not,
what you mean? That's all in it. What do you mean?
Okay,
like,
if you're not a follower of Jesus, then what do you care?
Well, I would guess when, like the
because you might not be a follower. Oh,
I said the church kind of switched to like prosperity gospel back in the day, anyways. When it was about whatever. You can say it better than me, but now it's like, okay, I'm going to church. I'm paying my tithes, I'm sowing my seeds, and I'm expecting something, but all my whatever is going to the preacher getting a new house.
But that's and again, Mike, that is a product of what they have shown us, right? Because like prosperity has always been since Jesus, since before that. Like God has always been the proponent of, if you take care of my stuff, I will take care of you. Look at the life of King David, like King David. Like I mean, it's just like, if you talk about the people who in history who we talk about, it's like, dude, what do you mean? Like clearly they were less. Solomon, he was one of the richest kings of all time. Like that's
but it's an argument. It is an argument per se. Say if my grandma went to church her whole life and she'd been stuck in the same place, if she didn't like, and I see that, like, why would I want to do that? My
grandma giving the church $500 every week.
She don't own no stake in the church. She ain't getting no returns from the church. She's just going to the church. And committed. Now for her personally, that might be like everything. She might slip into the abyss. She might, if that consistent wasn't there for her. But me as a grandchild watching that and not understand what's going on inside of her, I can be like, yo, I don't want to do that. That she just staying stagnant there. You know what I mean?
No,
and that could be something like that.
I understand that. I mean, people can. I'm not comparing it to.
But that's not.
Just say, example of a fraternity. People can say the same thing, like you pay all this money for that, and what do you get out of it? People can say, oh, but the fraternity, the camaraderie, I mean, it's just intrinsic values. But as far as the church gets concerned, like if you're involved in it, then what people fail to realize is when you start talking about like the spiritual aspect of it is something that we just gloss over. And that's where the problem comes in. Like things like that, right? You talk about the grandma that's been giving for so long, and you may not see the growth or you may not see it. But what you fail to realize is everything that is connected to this person is blessed. And you may like look over that, but like I'm just saying, like you have to be in it to understand it.
But the goal of the church is to get people in it. That's the goal of the church.
No, the goal of the church is to get people to
disciple.
That's all my
discipleship.
Well, yes, I think one issue,
but that's not like I'm trying to get. I am trying to get as many people as you can, but not
to come to church.
Yeah, we are, but not for money.
I think one issue is, and we can move on after this.
Money is connected to it though.
Is that the way we teach people to pray? It's like, man, I want something. Well, go pray on it. Man, I gotta do this. Go pray on it. And like the only time we really pray is when we asking for something.
That's the world, though, Mike. You gotta admit that's not.
Oh no, I'm not.
That's what they show you. That's the problem.
But even the gospel people, they would say that too. Like, you know, your aunt that's on the church, she's like, yeah, pray on that, honey. Like, what's yours is yours. They do say stuff like that too.
That's doctrinally wrong.
Well, it may be so, but that's where we at. So
that's our community.
Everybody keep telling me to go pray on this shit. and the pastor and the first lady keep pulling up in meeks. I'm sick of praying.
But
priest, that's where people is at.
I know. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. They're wrong, though. By the way,
no, 100%.
There's nothing wrong with a pastor having a mink. There's not. There's nothing wrong with a pastor having a mink. There's nothing wrong with a pastor having nice cars. There's nothing wrong with a pastor having multiple houses. There's nothing wrong with the pastor having money.
Do you
nothing
think
is wrong with people having money.
Do you think is any type of obligation to build up your flock in the fashion if you on that way to 6 figures, 8, whatever? Do you think your flock should represent you should mirror you?
I agree this. Okay. So yes, you should not. There is if everybody in your church makes sub 30 and you make 100 and that is your only job, that is concerning because it is concerning. I'm not saying it's not. That it is concerning because how things work. If you know anything about it, generally the rule of thumb is 30%. That is the rule of thumb. The pastor generally in most instances this is not real. I'm just throwing things out. We're gonna move on in a second. The pastor but if you look at any business, this is across the board. 30% of what the church income is, right?
Yep.
So if you make over 30, then if you make over 30 in salary,
yeah,
because there are certain things that happen in church, anniversaries and things of that nature.
Yeah.
People get money. That's a gift. If people, this is my only issue though. If people want to give the preacher a gift, then that's their business. Like, I mean, it's not like nobody gets upset about anybody else getting gifts. Except,
I can't accept gifts at GM. I get fired.
Well, that's not my problem.
No,
I can accept up to $11,000 and not pay taxes on it.
I think
so if anybody out there want to bless me,
I can't accept more than $25 lunch or something like that.
That's not our policy.
But it's because I work at GM and they feel like they bribing me to get government deals and all this other stuff.
You can never mind. I don't want to get too.
I mean, come on, hit me. Come on, preach. You know I'm always open for business.
It's a toll.
If you know somebody.
If you look in the Old Testament, listen, they gave a preacher a toll when they came to see me. I'm not saying you got to pay me a toll, but listen, I'm just telling you what they did. If you want to take that practice, you can take that practice.
Yeah, man, come on. Get back traditional.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But like you said, Reverend our Sharpton was on the way to Minneapolis because the Derek Chauvin verdict, right? Derek Chauvin verdict came out today, and he was found guilty on all charges: the 2nd degree murder, a manslaughter in there, some other stuff. Pretty much, they're gonna put him under the jail, is what I'm assuming. That's if they don't find him strung up somewhere in 2 weeks. Like we normally do. So I guess I just want to ask y'all, what's our thoughts about this whole situation? Like, are y'all surprised that he was found guilty?
No, I'm not surprised. I thought he was. I thought, I mean, from what I know, as far as just watching it, the things I did watch, because I really didn't try to really stay connected with it. Yeah, what happened. Just rest in peace. Obviously George Floyd, and I think they got it right. They got it right. We saw it on tape. He got what he deserved. But to be honest, in a moment of transparency, like when I remember, like when it first happened, like I was kind of like hoping it wasn't how horrific as people were saying it was. I was hoping it wasn't like, he just racist and just wanted to kill George. Like I was like on like the side of like humanity, like nobody really want to do that. Like why would somebody do that? You know what I mean? That's what my feeling was. So I was like I wasn't trying to go into it looking at him like, yo, he just killed, look at him, killed him. I just was like, man, I hope it didn't happen like that. Because I don't want that still to be the reality, even though it is, but you still got hope that's like, yo, that's not how the world is,
just killing somebody because they're black. And
it's like, man, it's really, because how do you, what is it, what's the answer to that? When the answer is racism, he racist, like, what I'm gonna do with that? That's the answer. He just did that because he racist. It's like, oh my God, like, and it's like, so I don't know. That's my biggest deal with it. It's like, man, it's like, if that's really the world we live in, it's just real. It's like, if that's really the world we live in, it's just crazy. But on the trial, they got it right. He got all charges, and he probably gonna get life in prison or whatever. And
No,
That's
he's
the
not getting life.
consequence.
He's not getting life in prison. He's only going to get like 12, 15 years.
You think so?
Yeah, the maximum. Listen, this is why it's a shame. It's a bag of shells. The maximum you can get on the charge that he got, the maximum is 40 years. But in Minnesota, how they do it is they take into account your record, which he doesn't have a record. So he does not have a record, plus the severity of the crime. That's a judgment call on however the judge feel. And the person in the legal counsel said pretty much 15 years is pretty much what he's looking at. And he might get out in 7 for good behavior. That's just the facts. That's exactly what's going to happen.
And
that's exactly what's going to happen.
End up on somebody prior to security team.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. I mean, like after 7 years, his wife divorced him. Then when he get back out, I don't know if she's going to marry him. They may stay separate. So, the suing and the civil lawsuits, because that will come. But as far as this is concerned, what I'm interested in is I want to see what they do with the other cops that was there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how that unfolds. It's a tragic situation. Race was definitely involved in it. I'm not sure if he killed him because he was specifically black per se, right? I don't know if he said in his mind, okay, this guy's black, so I'm gonna kill him. But race was inherently in his mind, because if that was a white person, he would not have treated him that way. So that's how I look at that. I am one of mercy, right? So like I like in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm praying for everybody involved, even Chauvin. Like I do pray for him. He is supposed to get punished and judged because that's the law of the land. You know what I'm saying? I was with some older people, and when the verdict came down, they started like jumping and shouting. It made me cringe personally, only because you never know. Not to say that I'm going to do this, but you do never know what situation you'll be in or your family will be in. And if you want mercy, you ought to show mercy. That is not to say that he shouldn't be in jail and he's not getting what he deserves. That is just to say that, mercy is just, I feel he in a messed up situation. It's sad. It's messed up, that the world is like this. But, prayers to the George Floyd, the family, our judicial system in this case. I know we say they got it right. I mean, I guess they did. You know what I mean? The jury appears. I suppose this is the quote unquote best system, is what they say. I'm not really sure on that. But I hope everybody stays safe, in protests. I think these situations should be normalized. And what I mean by that is if law enforcement does something wrong, they should be penalized for it, no matter if it's against a black person. And I think that people are more overjoyed because of that. Like they got penalized for doing something, because it used to be they didn't get in trouble. It was just like they just moved on. But now they're getting in trouble for the wrong that they have done, which is a good thing. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to the officers that was around, to see what they do with them. But just a tragic situation.
Yeah, I'm curious too about those other officers, because they should have some accountability.
Absolutely.
In this for sure. My only thing is, right, when people get to celebrate, and I get it, right, we won this battle, but it's not the plan, not to win the battle, it's to win the war. And Breonna Taylor happened at the same time, and that cop is still, I believe, walking around free. I think he got charged with some shooting into walls or something, but I don't think that was anything. And then I'm curious what's gonna happen with the cop that killed Dante Wright. Right? Is this going to be a thing now? Every time cops, mishandle a situation, they may not be second degree murder, but will she get something? And if not, then are we really anywhere?
Well, I mean, I think that policy just around the world and just around policing should change. And this is shout out to everybody that's a cop, right? Shout out to everybody, because we have friends that are cops, right? We have friends, but I will caution people. I'm going to caution. Because I don't know if you've been seeing it, right? But I see a police accident. It seems like I'm seeing it more. And I don't know if that's because there's so many young officers on the force now. And I guess that's just because of time.
They're driving.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like 20 years. Like 20 years, you get your 20 years, you out. And maybe when we start growing up, maybe it was a new force, coming on. And now it's like 27 years, 28 years later, the new crop is coming. Maybe that's just what it is. But like policy around policing and the training and what level of education you may or may not should have, I think we have to take a long look at that, especially in metropolitan areas. where there are a lot of people where, where high crime and certain things like that, because it's a lot of decision making, right? And for people who do a lot of decision making that has to deal with life and death, I mean, they all had 8 years of school plus residency. If you just look at it across the board, if you deal with life and death and you have to deal with high level decision making that influences your life and somebody else's life, the only people is besides it's firefighters and police officers.
Yeah, I on some level I agree with that. I even if you could throw teachers in that too, right? You like a teacher, a police officer, those things that's really crucial on, like, especially in our community. You know what I mean? Like, should it be more specialized because it affects us the most? You know what I mean? I can understand. I could listen to an argument for that. Sure. More something. Literally, something has to change. I mean, and I'm open to hearing it all. So I'm not against that at all. So, I just hopefully something does change. Hopefully, but ultimately it's legislation. So even if you get you like, I want to shout out like Carrie Horn from Buffalo. Yeah. She, for first thing she passed last year was the Carrier's Law. So Carrier's Law is like, it's passed, it protects like people like her, a whistleblower. If she sees something, if she see a cop do something, if you see a cop see a cop do something, you're obligated to report that. And it protects you as a whistleblower. You know what I mean? That's her law, Carrier's Law. She got it passed, and it helped her get her pension back. You know what I mean? Right.
Shout out to her.
Back pay.
So she got back pay, pension back pay, all the interest that would have accrued on the money. She got loaded, and she got, probably gonna have a book deal. Probably gonna have everything. Probably a movie gonna be made out of this. Like, I mean, so shout out. So like legislation.
Shout out to Lil D too. Shout out to D.
Yeah, shout out to
Bag's brother.
Yep. So legislation.
I think I knew
so legislation is the key. You know what I mean? That's what.
He was giving it up. Especially Yo, that was crazy.
But yeah, no, that's good. I'm just saying, like, legislation is the key, because she passed the law, and the law she passed affected her even back to for her to get her pension back. So that's the key.
I wanted to say this. Change. Have y'all ever been on jury duty?
I have not.
No, I got the letter and didn't go.
Wow, that was bold.
That was bold, right? I was like 20. I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't going that. No, you just don't know.
Yeah, where you go now?
I went. I was on jury. I was on the jury before.
Oh, where?
Of course you would go.
I did. I wanted to do it. It's my civic duty. That's number one. It's my civic duty.
But I mean, if we can't complain about black people.
If you're not gonna get on, exactly. That doesn't make sense. You can't have a jury of your peers if you don't show up.
I don't complain about that.
That don't even make sense.
I
know. I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, you cannot. Mike is absolutely right. Don't complain about the jury, and then you don't even go to jury duty. But I hear that so commonly. No, I ain't going to that. No, y'all trying to get, nigga. That's the whole point. It's your civic duty. That's this. We need to change the game. Now, granted, I only had a I had a civil case. It was a fender bender. But I mean, I took it. It was a fender bender.
Took it serious.
Really, this serious as hell.
Absolutely, I took it serious.
So, what was the verdict?
Shout out to the teacher, man. She was getting sued. It was a little teacher, and I'm gonna be honest. I saw how the influence of whiteness can, like, just the influence of influence. Period can swing a jury. I seen it firsthand, right? Mm-hmm. Now, granted, it was a lot of holes in the other lady's story, but that doesn't. It was like her husband was lying. Everybody was just lying. It was just bad. They changed it. It was like they lied from the deposition. It was bad. It was bad. But she was hit. I'm sure she was hurt. She didn't get any money, not $1. And everybody and Selena and Barnes represented her. You know what I mean? Thumbs down, because the lawyer came into the bathroom after we gave it. He was like, "Yo, what happened?" I was like, "Bruh," cuz you know what I mean? I was trying to, if you would have hit me with the I'd have tried to swing it.
That's crazy.
But what happened was, she was a teacher, a young teacher, and like they did not want to do that. They didn't. They kept I'm like, yo, what does her being a teacher have to do with her hitting her? Like, I'm sorry. Like when you hit somebody, you hit somebody. I mean, like,
somebody.
yeah, it's like, but they was like middle-aged white women. It was all middle-aged white women. It was me, this other young girl. She was my age, and it was all middle-aged white women, no other males. Man, I was just outnumbered. You know what I mean? It's really not like, you know what I'm saying? And it was long. It was like 3-4 days.
What for a fender bender?
Bruh, it was so much testimony. It was one of this guy from Canisius to what? Yo, bro, they brought in everybody. They brought in
my God.
one of the accounting teachers from Canisius. I'm like, yo, what is he here for? He talking about what she would have made as a. It was just like, yo, this is getting insane. But they make a lot of money from that, though. Those professors just to be going to them. I didn't know that. They be giving it up
by expert witnesses.
Absolutely. So it was like chiropractors. It was the whole shebang.
That's crazy.
Bro.
That's probably like people pencil in that money for that. It's like connections.
What?
You know a certain
lawyer,
know a certain lawyer that you like. Yo, just hook me up when you ever need. I'm gonna come do it. Blah blah blah. Say a couple facts.
That's all you do, and you
all this money.
You just
say a couple facts.
You sway it like you be like, oh, I seen it. He was like, well, you know, the highest amount of this is, you know, this amount. So she would have made like it's like, yo, bruh. If you mean like she was like working at, you know what I mean, El Polo Loco. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax. We can chill. But anyway, we can move on. Shout out to the girl that won.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the guy from Selena and Barnes.
RP George Floyd. I'm glad that he was able to get justice. And hopefully we don't have too many of these in the future, at least in my life. So I do want to get into some sports. I want to get into some NBA. But and I want to start with a little pushback to Preach. Last episode, Preach, couple questions, couple things got brought up, right? You know, you kind of shut them down, you yelled, and we kind of moved on. But since Mill's not here, we got some extra time. Let's do a pushback. You want to start with Embiid and Jokic, or you want to start with Steph?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to say that Steph is better?
I'm just asking, do you want to start with Embiid and Jokic or Steph? Which one you want to start with?
You can start with anybody, Mike.
I'll start with Steph. That's what I got in my order. Because last week, when Rad brought up Steph being the greatest weapon of all time, like you just completely, like you had no room for that. You had no room for Steph changing the game because of all the threes you be hitting, because Steve Kerr used to hit threes back in the day. You know, you pretty much shut down a lot of that. In the last week, Steph been on a tear. I think he just broke Kobe record for like most 30-point games by 33 or something like that. I can't remember what the record was. If y'all know, let me know.
I know he got the most 10 threes in a game. It's by a lot. He got like 25, and the next person is 5 when it's Clay. So it's like literally like insane. He literally doing something totally different. And
then Rad sent a thing of Stephen A. stealing our sauce about Steph being the greatest weapon. Obviously, Stephen A. We know you watch the pod. Shout out to Stephen A. At least give us some plug next time.
For a fact.
We could be ghostwriters for a little bit. We could be on like Quinn Miller. It's cool.
Is there any room for Steph being the greatest weapon, or you like still quiet for that?
Absolutely not. 3 games does not change how I feel, and even furthermore, I think this impacts it even more. Steph is nowhere near the players that I've named. And we got to just stop that. We have to stop doing that. Just because somebody has a good
season. Where you at on your ranking? He top what?
All time? He's top 15 player. Absolutely. Okay. But my only issue is when people say Steph changed the game, right? I know we keep saying that.
Yeah, everybody.
I'm just asking, what did he change the game to?
Huh?
What did he change the game to?
You said fun?
I'm asking but like
more threes. Yeah, more threes.
So Steph is the reason why teams take more threes.
Yep.
Okay. That is the most untruthful thing I've ever heard in my
life. The long distance, how long the threes are.
How many players take long threes, Rat?
A lot.
Name them.
I see one every highlight. Every highlight show on ESPN.
Who take long
30
threes?
Footer.
Who take long 30 footer is not long.
Whatever, 35 foot.
I'm just saying, like what Dame Lillard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trey Young. Mm-hmm. Am I missing somebody?
James Harden, Kyrie take long threes. KD.
James Harden, Kyrie.
Luka.
I've never seen
Luka step back 3.
I've never seen Kevin Durant take a long 3. I've never seen Luka.
When he hit one against LeBron in the finals.
You're saying 1-3.
Luka.
Like, on a regular basis.
You never seen him hit one.
I've taken a long shot before as well, but I don't know. That don't just make
Luka be pulling from everywhere.
That's 35.
I took a regular 3. Luka has a step back. It's not step.
It's a long 3.
He steps back from the 3-point line. Okay.
Everybody average.
I just have a hard time because you name like 8 of the top 8 players in the league, and you never named anybody that was doo-doo. Like, so I mean, like, who did he change the game for? Like, I don't like where's the change at? People were taking threes because analytics said that people should take threes. Like, that's not.
But Michael Jordan and,
if you can
all them boys wasn't taking threes. Like Kobe, they just wasn't high clip at threes like that.
But
everybody now, all the best players in the league.
Rip Hamilton made a career at shooting long twos.
Yes, because people took mid-range shots, but analytics. Steph Curry did not say that. Analytics said you should take more threes. They said just the analytics of it. If you shoot more threes and you make this much of them, as opposed to shooting the twos and making this much of them, you're going to have a better chance of winning. It had nothing to do with Steph Curry, though. I think we're attributing him to something that has nothing to do with him.
And when did those analytics hit then?
That hit way before Steph. It was a whole big push of analytics, but people push back against it.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense for your argument. You're saying it happened before Steph, and that means it didn't. But people wasn't shooting threes until Steph.
Stop. Right, it was a whole
on this clip.
I don't know why you can't say that.
The data shows that the number of threes went up once Steph entered the league.
I'm not denying that, but also it's the same correlation of the analytic movement. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is Steph Curry, they both helped each other out. That's all I'm saying. They both helped each other out. I'm being honest. Steph Curry is one of the greatest players I have ever seen. I can never take that away. What he's doing now is simply special. And if Rad, let me ask this, Rad, do you think Steph Curry is the MVP?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because if you say yes, then you are not a consistent argumenter person. But you're not, because Russell Westbrook had a way better season.
Steph is second. Russell Westbrook is not having a better season.
I said he had a way better season than him. When he averaged 30, 10, and 10.
Steph Curry is second all time at 3-point, and he probably got like 6 more years.
So what?
Like, he's gonna obliterate the record.
But that's not saying much, though, because relatively in like the last 30 years, right, people have been taking like threes have becoming a thing now. So that's not like
it's like quarterbacks breaking the touchdown record.
Yes, or the yards record. Like, what do you mean? They're throwing. That is the Okay, Mike, I'm so glad you said that. I am so glad you just said that. That is the perfect example, because nobody when they talk about Dan Marino, nobody says, "Oh my God, Peyton Manning invented air raid." Nobody ever says that. Nobody says that he invented passing the ball for a lot of yards. Nobody ever says that. Why don't they say that? Because but clearly Matt.
But the record is not being broke like every year.
Yes, it is. Drew Brees just broke every record in the world. Drew Brees literally just broke every record in the world. But nobody says that. Nobody ever says Drew Brees is the person that
said throwing 50 touchdowns. He said breaking the single season record or something.
I'm saying, did Drew Brees not just break every record in the world? We just had it. We like 2-3 pods ago. We just talked about it.
Because he put the work in.
Thank you.
Also a top 10 all time. Like,
I'm not denying that he is, but they don't say in football, "Oh my God, it's been an uptick in throwing the ball since." Nobody says that.
Yeah, but if he did it in year 9,
thing to say.
It would have been like that. Yeah, but if he did it in year 9,
but he's not.
If Patrick Mahomes is 5th all time in year 6 on the all time passing, that matters, because Steph is in year 10. Steph in year 10, and he got more threes than Reggie Miller.
Changed already,
but Steph is not, right? Steph is not leading in any all time besides 3.
He's number 2.
That's a small sector thing. That's not even you're saying something that's not even
the same thing as we comparing it to passing yards.
You can't compare threes to passing yards, right?
That's what Mike just did. We just did that.
But in football, the coach get the credit for the West Coast, right? The coach get the credit for changing the game, not the player. Versus in basketball, Steph is getting the credit. Who's the coach of San Fran with Jerry Rice in them?
Walsh.
No, not Walsh. Was Walsh? Marty Schottenheimer, right?
No, I think it was Dan Walsh, right?
It was Walsh. I think it was
I'm looking up.
Yeah.
Like he
invented the West Coast offense.
He get credit
offense,
for spreading it out.
Yeah,
but not Montana.
No, Mike D'Antoni is they do that. That's what they've been doing. I don't know why. Do y'all remember when they was talking about Mike D'Antoni? He could never win a championship because they shoot too many threes. Like I don't. Why is that?
7 seconds or less. Though.
I know, but I don't understand. Why doesn't anybody remember these things?
But Steph came and did it.
No, Steph is actually just amazing at it. Like
Michael
Jordan did not invent footwork. But he's just amazing at it.
Nobody was trying to copy.
Did Michael Jordan change the game?
Yes.
So why did you bring him up?
Because
that's a bad. Like he changed the game.
I don't know. What
he changed the game.
When the Suns was doing what they were doing, they weren't winning. People copied.
Yes, they was
winners.
winning. They was winning. They went to
championships. People copy champions.
No, people talk about champions. They write history. They don't copy champions. You cannot copy something that you cannot replicate. It is impossible.
Well, I mean, they try to, you try
to emulate, but
like in football,
to no avail. You can't
football. Every time somebody went with defense, it's an uptick in defensive coaches.
But this is what I'm saying. The issue with this argument is this, right? This is the only issue I have.
And then we can move on.
Yes, Steph Curry is otherworldly, right? Mm-hmm. He is the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Like we've ever seen. So like I don't even understand the argument sometimes because it's like special what he's doing. Mm-hmm. It's like the sky hook. It's like certain things. Like it's like Shaq the brute force. It's like Michael Jordan the way he.
Yeah,
like,
but everybody shoots. Everybody can shoot a three.
Yeah, man. But that's the problem. You shooting stupid. Everybody can make a layup, right?
Everybody can't do a sky hook. Everybody can't do a sky. No, everybody can't. Nobody else did the sky hook. Nobody else. Or nobody's dunking from the free throw line.
Do you agree? Everybody can shoot a layup.
But nobody's dunking from the free throw line.
Let me ask you this: Can you agree that everybody can make a layup?
But nobody changed the game by making layups.
I'm never talking to him again.
Yo, Mike, man, you got
what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Where are you talking about?
But I would say this. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot on Facebook that Steph is the best point guard of all time. No love for that at all between y'all two.
I mean, I can hear an argument, but I got to be Magic. But Steph, I mean, if somebody want to have that, I think once I got him the best offensive threat.
Do we need to stop the he don't average 10 assists, so he can't be the best point guard argument, or is that fair?
No, that's fair.
No, okay. I don't think.
I think it's fair. I just like I don't. The only issue is if that was the standard, then why do we have to change the goalpost? Like I understand we have scoring guards, but like that was the standard at that time. Like it's that's unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like having the assist was a part of being a point guard, setting the offense up. That was just the role of the player.
But so now like it's Magic, different. Now he do it with space. He do.
No, I mean it is different.
Hockey assists, the other things that
it is. I agree.
Hockey assists.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, I know, like it's just silly shit. It's
him draw on a pick and roll. Him draw.
I know what hockey assist is.
We know what a hockey assist is. That doesn't mean you should talk about it. You shouldn't talk about it. What I'm saying is
nobody else do it has a great effect to him.
Stop.
This is very important for
niggas
Steph
doing
Curry.
Hockey assists for years. Yo, why do y'all do that? Why do we always talk about something that hockey assists has always happened, bro? Literally, people have been doing hockey assists. Like that's been happening. Why do you do that? Why though?
He maximizes the most.
Nobody ever says that Joel Embiid created the drop step right now just because he's doing that at a high clip. Nobody ever says LeBron James created dunking because he was dunking so great. Nobody ever says that. But with Steph Curry, he made hockey assists so special. Like what is he talking about? What is he talking about?
The impact on a 3-on-2.
It's marketing, bro. It's all it is.
The impact of he had that. The spacing is clear. You haven't
Curry
seen that.
Not having nobody else on a 3-on-2. He actually made the 3-on-2 worse because everybody think they should go to the 3-point line and shoot a 3, and you're not him. He is otherworldly.
I'm talking about pick and roll. I'm talking about pick and roll. I'm talking about
in a pick and roll. You're supposed to.
Draymond is relevant because he get the ball to pick and roll, and now it's him. It's 3-on-2. Make a decision, and he throw lobs and dunks. That's the whole offense.
Glenn Rice was I can name a whole bunch of players who was relevant on the team because they played with a great player.
Draymond is about to be a Hall of Famer because of this whole
Draymond will never be a Hall of Famer. Mike, you can move on, bro. I don't like these oh my god.
Draymond Hall of Fame. He might make it, but
well, everybody making an NBA, so it's embarrassing. But he should not be a Hall of Famer.
So before we move off Steph, I was watching the game last night. You know, I had a little action on it. I ain't hit, but it was Steph and Seth. And Rad, you and Icebox 4 years apart, right?
Yep.
All right. So just like me and Marcus, once he graduated high school, I was entering high school. So I never played against Marcus. You never played against Box. I don't know if you ever played against any of your other brothers in any sports, right?
Played against organized?
Like V, yeah, somebody. I don't know if any of them play sports.
I get organized? No,
yeah,
not
yeah,
organized.
Yeah,
No.
not Chelsea. So Preach, you did have the experience of playing against James in football and basketball, besides the Mac High. So Seth and Steph was talking. Well, like, what would you say to James when y'all was next to each other on the court?
Absolutely nothing. As far as like basketball and sports, like me and my brother we have always been at odds with each other. It stems back from my first time playing in the Gus Macker. My brother James, he did some things out of character. Well, I wouldn't say out of character. He just did some things that I would never forget. I would never like he made me so mad.
I know.
In that 5-minute period where he thought that he was better than what he was, and he did some things he shouldn't have been doing. Like I just was like I checked out. So I just said in my mind, for us to be, you know, the love and to keep that there. When it comes to sports, I checked out with him. It's just donezo. It's not even there anymore. I don't want.
When I entered
how old were you, bro?
He had hella smoke for me when I got on the court.
May have been like 11.
Bro, 11. That's great.
You wasn't there though, right?
Right.
You wasn't there to see what he did. Like it was like what? Yo, I was so mad. Like I could not believe this dude was taking 50. See, that's what I'm saying. People talk about Steph, but they didn't see James Harrison and Gus Macker. Like, I don't know why. Like we think that taking long shots is something new. People have been taking the dumbest long shots for a long time.
Yo, Kim Buzz was a king of that.
I literally was just about to name him. I was not gonna name him, but Mike named him. Kim Buzz
pull up from 50.
At McNeeka, Kim Buzz was taking long shots, bro. Like that's
was he hitting him at a 45% clip?
He was Buzz averaged 30 in that summer league.
Buzz was like 12 for like 60. You know what I'm saying? But he would put up a 30 though. He put up a 30 clip. He was putting up the shots. Granted, Steph Curry, but that's what I'm saying. That's my point, Rad. Steph Curry is the greatest at it. So it's not a comparison. We're comparing apples to oranges.
So when you remember I said this, I think I said this before on the pod, like if you two people doing the same thing as one person doing it way better, it's not the same thing no more.
It was the 7
It is not.
You about Ben Simmons.
Did I say he was wrong? I said you was wrong.
No. So
Steph
is doing something.
Yes.
So great that it's not the same.
It is not. It is not the same.
So he changed the game.
No,
it's not the same.
No, he didn't change the game. It's just not the same. There's nothing changing.
You just said he changed it, but
I said that he is doing something that's so great that nobody else is doing.
No, you just said it's not the same, but it doesn't change.
No, I said it's not the same.
But that's a love song lyric. Nothing changed, but it's not the same.
It's not the same, but it.
Oh man,
crazy.
So my next pushback on with you, and we had a comment from somebody on YouTube that said that we don't know what the hell we was talking about. Dwight Howard is the man. Shout out to you. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out for listening.
Somebody said that?
Even though he said Dwight was better than Shaquille O'Neal, and
okay. Mike, I don't know you brought that up. Don't encourage people like him.
No, come on. Fan engagement. Shout out to y'all. So I didn't watch Embiid and Jokic since last week. Put up like 50, like crazy, going shooting threes, pulling up, assists, handling a point. And I get right. I seen something on the internet. It was like, what career would you rather have, Julian Edelman or Calvin Johnson? Right.
That's not even an argument.
I know that's not even close. But I get the argument. Is would you rather have the championships, the Super Bowl MVP, play for the great organization for 15 years, or would you want to be on a shitty ass Detroit Lions and quit? Like, no, Calvin Johnson didn't even want his own career.
Or Barry Sanders. Or Barry Sanders,
right? So would you rather be Barry Sanders or would you rather be, what
Edgerrin James?
Yeah, exactly. So I get that argument. Even though I'd rather be a lion for one day than a sheep for 100 days. So I'd rather be Calvin Johnson than Julian Edelman. So my question for
Julian the sheep.
Rat, I want you to answer it too. But I get it. The Dwight career is better as of now, for sure. But if you had to put some skill, if you had to touch the Space Jam ball, would you rather get Joel Embiid and Jokic skills preach, or would you rather get Dwight Howard skills at his peak?
You said Rag got to answer it?
No, I want you to go first. I'm gonna give some pushback on you.
The only issue with that is it's so many other elements that kind of play with that, right? Only because Dwight Howard came at a specific time in the league where
Big man was trash.
I mean, it's not so much that big man was trash, but they weren't the focal point of offenses. And he was able to develop his skills, and he was not injured. That he benefited from health, and you know what I'm saying? Because we had like Eddie Curry he had skill, he just couldn't stay healthy, and he was big. Andrew Bynum had skill. He had a lot of skill, but he just couldn't stay healthy. His knees was shot. I mean, and there are some other people I can name. So if you telling me, it's hard to say. I would not want to have skill, but like if I was as big as him and as strong as him and can jump high as him, then I you know what I'm saying? Like I may can have the same career as him, possibly. But Joel Embiid and Jokic, they're amazing players. Like, of course, like their skill is 10 times further than him. And if they stay on this track, they'll be 10 times better than Dwight Howard. It's not even close. I'm just saying, like, when we compare careers, it's just the same thing. Like a Dwight Howard, Calvin Johnson. Why can't he say that?
No, it's not. It's not.
Yes, it is. Why, I don't understand why y'all say that. If you was the best player at your position, like that's not nothing to sneeze at. That's not fair.
Well, I think positional value matter, right? Being the best, left, right guard in football is not the same as being the best point guard in the NBA.
It's not.
I think with Dwight being the best center at that time is like, okay,
I'm not.
I mean, he's top
better than that. I'm just
top 11.
It is something. He is a top 11 center.
Calvin probably what, top 5 wide receiver, top 6?
No. Calvin Johnson?
Yeah.
Top 5, 6-ish.
Debatable, I guess.
Peak. If we doing peaks, obviously, because
I don't know what I mean. We would
as
have
peak,
to look at that.
he was one of the best of all time.
You have to look at that.
I give him that.
He was great though. He was great, and they're all that's all. Yeah.
So I was just curious. Push back. So I guess I would ask y'all, who is the best big in the NBA right now? Like Jokic, Embiid.
That's it.
AD not playing because he hurt, and Giannis. Giannis is big, right? Or we call him big.
Giannis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he is.
It's Embiid.
Embiid. Jokic is there though.
Jokic is good. Jokic is great. He averaging 29, 10, and 9, some crazy numbers. But B can play defense on the highest level.
Yeah.
It's very Olajuwon-esque. And like I mean, I know that's it's really offensively, defensively, and he got his team as the number 1 seed. It's very Olajuwon-esque, and that's as high as praise as you can go for our skill as a big man. It's Olajuwon and everybody else. Then you can
guards was going to Olajuwon.
It's
Olajuwon-esque.
He's not the passer that Olajuwon is. But can I say this real quick on that Steph thing? And I said this at work. Gilbert Arenas for a long time was shooting long threes and walking away from
Hibachi.
it. So I just want to throw that out there. I don't know if Steph started that, but I definitely see Gilbert Arenas started it. But you can start.
But the data don't show that other teams were like, all right, well, if Hibachi Chef doing it, we should do it too because
the data
was too balling them to death
because they thought that what he was doing was bad.
Because Young LeBron was smoking them.
They thought that what he was doing was bad.
Young LeBron was smoking them in the first round.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
That's why.
So
that's because he didn't have anybody else who can make threes on his team.
Well,
Antoine James took around Butler.
He wasn't a 3-point shooter, right?
Larry Hughes was
not at a 45% clip. I mean, you talking about something different now.
Larry Hughes.
Yo, they had boys, bro. They had boys on the Wizards back then. It wasn't a bad team.
I'm not saying it was
At
a
all.
bad team. I didn't
I
say
know,
it was
but
bad.
Like
they
if
was
we,
bounce.
I know Steph and Clay and Draymond look crazy now, but if we go to that season before they became crazy and we put up with that Wizards with Gilbert at its peak, people would have been like, it wouldn't have been like a wash or Golden State gonna wash this Wizards team.
Yeah.
Now we would say that now. We would say that now, but at that time, not knowing what Clay and Draymond was, I mean, that's a quality team because
The
Gilbert's
Warriors did an amazing job winning.
a great job.
I'm not saying that. I mean, they
because
won.
Steph changed the game.
They're a great team.
I think
Steph changed the game.
people was discrediting them, saying that I think that whole run somebody got injured for every single team they played on. Kyrie and K Love got hurt.
That is a true statement. The only
like that everybody was getting hurt.
It's when they lost 73-9. So. I mean, you can take that for how you want to take it.
So I do want to one last football thing, then we can move on. Why no love for Phoenix really? They number 2 seed. I know Chris Paul over there. I don't really hear much about Chris Paul. And when I say no love, I mean just on the social medias. Nobody really ever talk about Phoenix at all over there. But they are number 2 seed and they balling.
I think it's hard when you don't have like an MVP level. I guess if you want to say Chris Paul is, but if you don't got somebody that's on that MVP level, it's hard to really, especially in this age, to really put you on that. And I just don't believe. I don't believe in Aiden as their number 3. And I'm not a big fan of him. I think he got to be more dominant. He got to use his size more. I love Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker a dog and Chris Paul a dog. But Chris Paul been on. I would say better teams. I would say Chris Paul been on better teams than this. And he haven't got into even a Western Conference final. I think that Clippers team was
Chris Paul best team was the Rockets.
The Rockets team, yeah, that Rockets team, Clippers team. I think it was better.
Be Golden State. They wasn't gonna be Golden State.
They didn't. But they didn't. It's just so I just don't. I gotta see it to believe it. Chris Paul is on. Probably got a couple more years left. He's playing great at this age in his life, and Devin Booker is great. But Ayton ain't good enough for me to think that they gonna do anything with a healthy Lakers.
I was about to ask that. Is it because
not even
people don't believe that they
even Clippers? I got Clippers over them.
So you don't think? Let's say there's no chance, but if you won't put any money on that, they won't.
No, I won't put not a one dime, not even on some throw $50 at it. I don't think there's no chance.
If the Lakers was healthy, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, and realistically, I've never seen Devin Booker play good in the playoffs. I've never seen him play in the playoffs. So
yeah.
So I mean, that remains to be seen. Like, I mean, I know we say like he's a dog, but like I gotta see it to believe it.
Like, I won't be shocked if they lose in the first round. Like, I'm not. They're not a great.
Yeah.
Like, they're a good team. Shout out to Monty Williams. Like, he is doing a great job coaching. I
want him to win.
I want him to win. I'm rooting for them. I like Devin Booker. Devin Booker. Like, I watch him. I like Devin Booker. I'm a fan of him. But when you watch it, you see like, it's like, what's the next gear? I think they playing their best basketball, and I don't see the next gear. What's the next gear? Yeah. What's they going? When they get down to the get down, you know what I mean, and they take away Chris Paul or something, is you gonna go for 40, Devin Booker, 50 on a night? You gonna go for 40 a night, Devin Booker? If Devin Booker go for 40 a night, then we got a different talk. We talking different. But I don't know if he consistently just go drop 40 a night on somebody's head and just win a series for him. So
yeah, especially in the playoffs when defense clamp up and everything.
Yeah, man,
tougher. All right, so we can move on to the NFL. The NFL draft is next week. I do want to do a mock draft next week, Tuesday, when Millie get back. So, but I just want to talk about a couple of the quarterbacks today. What's up, man? So, when this whole thing started, Justin Fields was here. He was supposed to be like the second quarterback off the board after Trevor Lawrence. Now he's like, it's 4 quarterbacks going before him. I seen. Like, why is he falling? Is it pro day? Is it he's not having good workouts? Is it because he's black? Like, what y'all, I say, Rat, you don't want to just default to him being black. So I would try not to do that myself in this conversation. But what's going on, right? We've seen them ball out in championship games, similar to Deshaun Watson. He failed kind of too, went behind Trubisky, and Mahomes. So what's up? What's going on with Justin Fields? Why is he falling? Do you have any reason behind that?
I think it's twofold. I know I mean, obviously you can definitely aim it at him being a black quarterback. I can hear that. I can see that. But I think it's twofold. I think around this time, somebody get affected by this, over analyzing the film and just like, what do you see? Is he good or not? But in I think the number one thing is that he played Ohio State, and that's I'm not gonna say dumbed down playbook. Well, I can say that it's a dumbed down playbook. It's like fire. If you name all the people that came out, like the Cardell Jones, the Dwayne Haskins, all black quarterbacks that went to the house, Braxton, all of them, JT Barrett. It's just a dumbed down playbook, and when they come in the league, it's a culture shock because it's not conducive to the next level. You know what I mean? It's just not the offense is not conducive to the next level, and it's always it's not necessarily his fault. But it's just making that shift over, compare it to a Clemson with a more pro scheme, or Alabama with a more all Alabama offensive coordinators have been former head coaches or former offensive coordinator in NFL. So you know what I mean, like Scott Sarkisian and Kiffin, whoever he get, Dable, you know what I mean. So it's just conducive. Like when you go to Ohio State, you're gonna win, but you're gonna win in college football fashion. I think that has something to do with it, a lot to do with it. Just the track history of Ohio State quarterbacks recently, and they all have been black. They all have been successful. You know what I mean? And someone was drafted high. You know what I mean? And it didn't work out. So I think that taints him a little bit. But I mean, I think he's still a good quarterback. I still think he's gonna go 2. I still think San Fran gonna take him. I mean, go 3. I mean, I still think San Fran gonna take him at 3. The Jets could probably go take Zach Wilson. But it is what it is. I mean, I think he a good quarterback like Deshaun Watson. I think it's similar to Deshaun Watson when he fell out of Clemson. He was, interception prone, whatever they had about him. Just not want to look at the tape to see clearly he's a winner and win games. But I think it's more so to do with that than him just being a black quarterback. I think the black quarterback is actually on the rise.
Okay, respect that. I agree. So let's move on to the other black quarterback in the draft, Mac Jones. Y'all boy seen that?
No.
Y'all see the Mac Jones blackface?
Mm-mm.
Oh, come on, Mac Jones.
Like he painted on blackface?
Nah, he wore a Obama Halloween costume, and it was like a very almost minstrel looking Obama from way back in the day. Somebody found the picture and put it up. So the whole thing about Mac Jones, he's from Alabama. It's almost reminiscent of Jake Fromm when he said, guns are good, just make them expensive for elite white people. Ha ha ha, type of thing. It's another quarterback from Alabama doing something that's kind of racist.
Allen. What did he do? What did
he wore an Obama mask
for Halloween?
He wore an Obama like a jumpsuit.
What do you mean, no Obama? I don't know what that
like
means.
Obama, but it's like I'm assuming he's Republican.
Oh, he's saying no Obama.
No Obama.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So he wore a whole thing. I'm about to text it to y'all.
Okay.
And then Josh Allen had this too, where he had some tweets that was kind of like, "Hey, what's up with this? Like, no, it ain't right if it ain't white." Do you think something like this makes him fall because of everything that's going on in society, or people was like, "Nah, it's football. We don't care." Dude, he could throw the ball 50 yards.
I hope not. They're 18, 19, 20 now. So we talk about when they was like 12, 13, 14. I mean, I hope not, because if I don't want to if I hold myself to those standards, it's crazy. But I mean, like Sam said, much is more given, much is in return. But I just hope not. When people, I've done some stupid stuff. I said some stuff on Twitter that I wish I could take back. Whatever the case may be, we all did some stuff in high school that we wish we could take back. And being white in America, having a racist joke or doing stuff on that, I'm not gonna say it's the norm, but it's something that it's an option out there. It's like something that you can do and trying to do it in joking spirit, and it's not something you joke about. I'm not trying to say it's okay for them to do it, but you just see this all the time, and it's more so. I think it's more so probably it reflects, maybe who the people in their life or the stuff they watching and stuff like that. Because I don't think white people are inherently racist. You know what I mean? I don't think you just grow up. It's just behavior that they see and that they thought can get a reward for it. So ultimately, I just hope not. You know what I mean? And
Right. Hold that thought and go look at the picture of the shit because this might change your attitude. this might change your attitude. This look worse than it. Why they got Obama with locks?
He was wilding. But that's not. I'm not. Listen. People have funny.
It's not. I don't.
Halloween.
I mean,
it's really not that egregious.
Is that even blackface though?
It's not blackface at all. It's just a costume.
I'm not calling that blackface.
It's a costume of him saying that, but it's a costume of him coming out against. I don't have a problem with him saying that Obama was trash. Like I didn't like Obama either.
You're not calling this blackface?
No, it's not blackface at all.
I think that gotta have intent. I think for me, it gotta be an intent too. I mean, he probably
got locks, man.
But Mike, that's not fair. It's a costume.
I'm not calling that blackface.
Yeah, it's not blackface at all. If he painted a black face on him, like what was blackface? Tropic Thunder. When Robert Downey Jr. was actually black. That's insane.
People was talking about that.
Yeah, that's it. That's like, to me, that's blackface. What Drake did is blackface. Also, that was blackface.
It depends how he was acting. Was he like, "What's up, my nigga?" Like if he was,
I don't know. But that's a costume. He was in character. He was in character.
Yeah, okay.
And he looked like he 10 years old. I mean, I'm just not putting that like that. Yeah. You gotta have intent behind that. You know what I mean? Because there's so much people really. I don't know.
Well, that's teenage white boys bag.
Yeah.
The playing a racy type of thing, and I don't like I said, I don't think they're really trying to be racist. I don't think they even really know the implication behind blackface and what that really means. Like we do.
He just put a costume on though. I didn't even know what blackface was until like 6 years ago. Like, I mean, it wasn't like a thing. Like nobody ever really talked about it.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think he has any ill intent. I'm sure he apologized. He's gonna have to explain to the team or whatever, but we'll see.
And I personally like blackface.
Oh, Sam Waller.
You got to jail.
I do. White people trying to be black. You know what I mean? Just give us a pink in the armor, in my opinion.
Right, talks like what? Yo, Priest says something crazy every show. What you call it? So the last quarterback I want to talk about is Trevor Lawrence, and
Sunshine.
He's the Andrew Luck, he's the Peyton Manning, he's the John Elway. I've been hearing for the last 3 years how great he is since he's been a freshman, how great he's going to be when he get into the league.
Yep.
So, but he had a interview with SI, and he was talking about football. So I'll read some of it. Maybe I read the whole thing. He said, it's hard to explain that because I want people to know that I'm passionate about what I do and it's really important to me, but I don't have this huge chip on my shoulder. That's everyone's out to get me. I'm trying to prove everybody wrong. He says, I just don't have that. I can't manufacture that. I don't want to. There's also more in life than playing football. So that's pretty much the extent of what he said, right?
Privilege.
So I'm going to default to y'all on this because y'all played football. I didn't. But I know from being outside in football, if you supposed to live, eat, breathe, sleep football, everything is football, everything is rah, everything is all that shit. And the moment you kind of get away from that, they saying that you don't love the game. It's similar to Josh Rosen when he came out, 3 years ago, and he was like, well, I really don't need football. I can go work. I can go be the CEO of some company because my dad owned it, or I'm smart. I got Wall Street. I got bigger plans than football. And you see what's going on with Josh Rosen. Is it because he was terrible or because he wasn't driven? I don't know. I'll let y'all decide that.
He was terrible.
But do y'all think that, this is a bad look for Trevor Lawrence? And if you were a Jags fan, would you be kind of hesitant of your team drafting him because he doesn't eat, sleep, and like, I love the game and I'm studying film at 4:00 in the morning because whatever?
I think that the only issue is like when you look at history just shows us that the greatest players of all time were obsessed with what they did. right? There is not a greatest player of all time that wasn't. You cannot name them. He doesn't exist. It's not. So I mean, he will never be the greatest player of all time because he doesn't obsess over it. Period. So we can already cut him off that list, right? Chop that down. It's over. He can never be that if he doesn't obsess over it. And if he's saying he doesn't, it's impossible. So you're already starting at a disadvantage. He will be the number one pick. He will never be the greatest of all time or in that category. So can he be Kurt Warner? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not sure.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Can he be like a really good player? I think that, I mean, if he is talented as they say he is and he got all the tools and all that, then sure, he could be a good player, but he will never be that. So if that's what they're looking for, then hey, they maybe should not draft him, but I think it'd be all right. I mean, I think that at some point we may revisit this, but it's definitely not now. It may be 30 years from now where we can. No, what I mean by that is that we can have the conversation of somebody saying, I am not obsessed with this, but I am also so dominant at it. Right. Like it just doesn't. Shaq. Actually, Shaq is, but that's, he's one of one, but Shaq was otherworldly.
AI.
Like, nah, AI love basketball. I think that's
Mills told a story that AI was trying to get the jersey.
Yeah, he
hurt.
Yeah, but like he didn't necessarily practice in that traditional sense or whatever, but like he was obsessed. Like Shaq is a perfect example. Shaq is actually really good.
I think basketball is a little different because the physicality of it.
No, it is, but Shaq was so much more dominant. He's an anomaly. It's not, you will never ever have Shaq, somebody that's 7'1", who is as nimble as him, who is as strong as him, who is as fast as him, who is as it's just like God just literally made him.
Size matters so much at that position.
Yeah, God just was like,
back to cerebral.
Put him out there. But I get your point, right? You're right.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say, one, he a kid. I think he's talking from a place of pain.
Are you old as hell now?
Right. He's like 25, bro. Stop.
Because I just know. Like,
I know you gassing that, bro.
No, you just like, even if you go back 5 years from now, like y'all were different.
Yeah,
like
I was a
different.
kid. I was definitely.
You know what I mean? Like we're different. Like from 5 years from now, we are different. However you spin it. Like,
I'm not saying that though.
A question I answer 5 years from now is gonna be a different answer now. Like he talking from a place of privilege. He probably just like,
I'm also not the greatest at my position.
but also the same fact, Andrew Luck, he said, yo, I'm done. He was as committed as can be. You know what I mean? But it got to him. So even if being as committed as can be doesn't necessarily means he was the rah-rah. He was what we want as your quarterback. The rah-rah, run through a train block. He could do anything for the football team, put you on your back. You know what I mean? He was the guy. Andrew Luck. I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
He got to the coach and they were great immediately.
Yeah, and it was like, and it didn't necessarily pay off as in the champ. It didn't get the ring, and he done. So I mean, who's to say? He can maybe be less. I don't know. It all depends on what his goals is. I don't know.
It's a fact.
I don't think you can just flip a switch though. I think you got to have it. Like Mills at work. I don't think I can even flip that if I wanted to. Like not for a long period of time, right? For a week, I could work 60 hours and go hard. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month if I got some crazy joint and I'm whatever. But Mills do it like every day for years. I don't have that in me. I can't flip that switch and just do that. And I don't know if Trevor Lawrence can be able to flip that switch.
But
do it.
But do you have to, but you don't, maybe not for work, but something you love. What if he realized, oh wow, this is my passion. I do love this. This is just something I want to do every day.
Man,
I thought it was something else.
Football for 20 years, right? If you don't know he love it by now, he ain't gonna figure it out in the league.
But he always been the best. He always been the best.
Mm-hmm.
He never had to struggle. He always been the best quarterback. You know what I mean? So maybe if he have maybe if they go 0-14 and he got to reassess it. Like, yo, this don't come as easy as I thought. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that can happen.
If he go 0-4, it's Josh Rosen tweets going crazy.
Yeah.
So
you're not Josh
Rosen.
Though.
So like I said, we're gonna do a mock draft next week when my guy Millie get back. So look forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. I love the draft. One of my favorite days in the NFL calendar. But the Bills at 30, so it was like,
See,
Normally
they
we
moving
at
up. I bet they moving up.
we moving
Moving
up.
on up.
So, all right, who got a worse beating? The dude that mistakenly said Aaron Donald beat him up, or Ben Askren? Who took the bigger L? The dude that got beat up by the fake Aaron Donald, or Ben Askren?
I'm gonna say Ben Askren, bro. He is a fighter, professional fighter, wants lots of fights, and he got in there, got smoked.
Punch?
And got smoked by a TikTok star. It's as simple as that. Now I think he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. I think he'll smoke a majority of people. But this is a fighter.
Do we owe him an apology? Do we owe Nate an apology? Cause we killed Nate.
Nate got smoked. Nah.
Yeah, but like
I hear you because Ben Askren is a fighter too.
We do owe Nate an apology.
He lasted longer.
Because if any of us would get into, I mean, if Jake Paul he's actually taking boxing seriously, I guess.
Yeah.
And if any of us really realistically get into a ring with any of these people, we would get knocked out just as like Nate did.
We won't look as bad as Nate.
Well, I don't know that, Mike, because I've never fought somebody who was trained to box.
I'm not gonna be doing this.
No, I'm not gonna be doing that.
Show you that.
They look terrible.
You go Bob and Weave.
Yeah, I'm a Bob and Weave. I'm a Bob and Weave.
Oh,
No, your right.
He was doing.
I saw a jab out.
That was headbutting.
My thing is, like, if I see that, like, if your hand skills is just 10 times better than mine, we just about to fight. I'm about to try to slam you. I'm
trying to. I'm moving away.
I'm
trying to run. He was headbutting him. He was head first running into Jake Paul.
I'm going to rush you and we gonna wrestle. We ain't playing with the hands.
Oh, you didn't go get slept like Nate Robinson because he got slept trying to wrestle him.
Nah, but he didn't do it right.
He got slept. So
I but I take a punch. But anyways, Cuz got whooped.
He got smoked.
Cuz they slumped Cuz.
Should Floyd be scared? Should Floyd be scared of his brother?
Nah. I'm talking about the dude, but the
Aaron Donald.
Oh, he got slept. Yeah.
Yo, his eye looked crazy.
Yeah, they slept him. Yo, did y'all see the other video? It was, I don't know where it was at. It was at some type of amusement park, and dude pushed the girl. Oh
no! Yeah. She had the I'm Living Beach shirt on. She had the I'm Living Beach shirt on.
She's not. I heard she live in Florida, but she from Buffalo. Something
like
that.
I'm Living Beach shirt on. She's somewhere.
Whoop cousin. They whooped cousin so bad.
People that was with her or some random people.
Hey, I don't know.
It was just mad people.
It was just people that stand up.
He was running the whatever he was running. He was working for the
like the Ferris wheel or something.
He might have been at Disney World, low key. But yo, whooped cousin. Like he pushed him. He pushed her like they was arguing. He pushed her. All of a sudden, they just started wilding,
kicking him.
It was bad. That's it, Mike.
Oh, see, I seen this joint, but I didn't. Oh yeah, she give him the business. Oh no, he was wilding. Okay,
that's why I say he was wilding.
Oh,
he wild out. He wild out.
Yeah, they whoop cousin.
Yeah, they whoop cousin. Yeah, they whoop cousin. Yo, they whoop cousin. They did him right. They did him right.
Yeah, they filthy. Yeah,
they did him right.
Yeah,
no.
I don't know why he pushed her. Like, what were you doing?
Right. He was having a bad day.
Protect black women. Protect black women.
Yeah. Hashtag protect black women.
Whoop cousin.
Oh my god, I'm crying. So I didn't watch the Jake Paul thing, obviously, but I seen that Mount Westmore was their debut was there. Any love for Mount Westmore? I know y'all don't mess with West Coast rappers, but do y'all think the premise of this can actually work? Because I think maybe older groups.
Mike, I'm gonna just stop you here. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I had to look it up.
Yo,
what is
Mount
that?
Westmore? It's a rap group. It's Snoop, Two Sword, E40, and Ice Cube. Mount Westmore.
I actually like it.
You like it?
No. I like it in theory. I don't like the group, but I'm just saying, like in theory, like them being together, it's not. It's
what they rapping about.
I don't know.
I didn't hear one of the songs. I could play it right now.
What they rapping about, bro? Let's see what they rapping about.
It's probably
like, do we want? Does anybody ask for that? Do you think that's something we want?
I think that it's for an audience.
Ooh.
Everything, just like the verses with the
your dad, anyone of our dads gonna listen to that?
My father doesn't listen to music like that.
Would your dad listen to that? Would Cap listen to that?
Cap more of a Jay-Z fan.
When the Isley Brothers and
Who
Earth,
listens
Wind,
to
and Fire come out with a music, I guarantee you somebody is gonna listen to that. That's a super group. So I mean, like,
yeah.
it's an audience. I don't know. I don't listen. I don't like West Coast music like that. But I'm sure the West Coast is going crazy. That Snoop, E40, Too Short.
They
and
should do a
Ice Cube
concert.
together.
Like a concert. They about to do original music, new music.
Yes,
I don't know
right.
if people asking for that.
They're
I
good.
don't know if people asking for that. I don't know. If
I'm
people
not, I
asking for
didn't.
that.
You don't have to be asking for it. I wasn't
That
asking
matters.
for a lot of things, and they still
Sure.
gave it to me.
Like what?
The coronavirus, nigga. I mean, a vaccine. Like,
you can't talk to you, bro. You just
I'm
gonna say
just
something.
saying,
obscene.
I wasn't asking for none of these things, and all of a sudden they just wanted to give it to me.
I wasn't
You know what I'm
I wasn't
saying?
asking for this Red Man, Meth Man versus.
That's a versus. Is that not an album again?
They doing that again?
Nobody asked for the Future and Lil Uzi album.
Nobody asked for that.
Nobody listened to it to this day. And I'm two big names.
I understand that, but just
Nobody
because
listens to the Future and Lil Uzi. How nobody listens to that?
I don't listen to Little Uzi, so I wouldn't have listened to
It's
it.
Future. It's Lil Uzi.
I don't really.
Like-
I mean, I listen to Future, but not like I'm not like gung ho about it. Like, oh, I have to listen to
Nobody
whatever-
nobody listened to the album. I don't know who did. Maybe, but I don't think nobody.
Obviously,
listened
somebody listened to it. There's something for everybody.
to it. Obviously, son.
Oh my God! Hold on, I'm gonna share my sound.
Nobody asked for this, bruh.
It's probably not that bad.
Yo, this is hilarious.
Oh God,
Snoop is
wild.
Oh, they is wild.
Take that
Fair
monkey.
use. Fair use.
Fair use. Hey, Ray, you can't get with this.
They be crazy. They be crazy.
Hey, I ain't mad at this. I
It
think
should be Kendrick, Game,
Schoolboy Q, and YG.
YG. That been
No,
better.
it shouldn't. It doesn't have to be bad.
All right,
man.
Q. I would say this. No, it's not bad. Yo, this is hilarious.
They about to have gangster rap though. They're not. None of them are gangster. They all moguls now.
They might
They're
have
all
not been
moguls
good.
now.
They're not
Yeah,
talking
they
about
haven't-
gangster stuff. I don't think.
Did you hear Snoop?
Snoop was
Yo.
Snoop gangbang. He been gangbanging for years.
Yeah, big C's.
Yeah, set trip. You don't get out. It's it for life. You just not.
Snoop is the farthest thing from that.
Yo, Snoop.
I don't
Snoop
know
got a
about that.
cooking book with Martha Stewart.
Thank you. What are you talking about?
That don't mean that if he see something getting crazy in the hood, he might throw it. You know what I mean?
He just
Yo,
came out.
Snoop is
He
outta
just
there.
came out. He just came out with some flavored gin. What is it called?
I guarantee-
OG
Listen.
or something.
I guarantee you, if they get in that cuz in the hood, Snoop definitely got to get a kick in.
Oh my God.
Give me that
He ain't
I
big
give you
you.
that. I give you
Yeah.
that. Snoop got a kick in him.
for sure.
For sure.
Okay.
If they whipping cuz, he's definitely kicking.
So
Shout out to Snoop.
I would say Mount Westmore. Obviously, I didn't ask for it, but I do like older groups. It's tough for rappers. It feels like it's tough for them to stay. No, give me a white band.
No, we got to
Beatles?
Who? No,
Beatles?
one that's still alive, that's still touring. Then U2,
Rolling Stone? Not the
Rolling Stone. They 70 years old, 80 years old. They still going on tour.
Legacy acts. No, people do that.
If this a way that they think they can kind of combine and maybe get bigger venues, combine the audience, get more money, I ain't mad at that.
In 15 years, if Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, and whoever did a super group, would you listen to the music?
No,
would
because but they are
would
from
never.
the West though. It
They
gotta
would
make
never.
sense.
What would be the New York version of this right now? Like, if Jay do
Jay-
anything, it's gonna be crazy.
If Jay-Z, Nas, I mean,
DMX,
I would-
damn, that'd been crazy.
I was about to say that, but he, got
Rest
arrested.
in
And
peace.
who else? Who would be the fourth of?
Well, DMX is not from New York, so
Biggie, he from Yonkers.
I guess he's New Yorker Jace. Yeah, you can.
Biggie, you got mad people. You got LL. You got 50.
I would say 50.
50, yeah, but he wasn't.
Can
got-
Actually,
Cameron
Fat Joe.
to be honest. Yeah,
Not
Fat
Cameron.
Joe.
Hell nah. Not
I know you
Cameron.
saying here, but people like Cameron, right?
He not in the top four.
Yeah, I won't put him in that.
Mount Rushmore of New York rappers. Like, what we talking about?
Jada.
He's better than Jadakiss. Cameron. He's bigger than Jadakiss. Maybe not. Jadakiss will watch him in the verse. Absolutely, nobody knew that Jadakiss.
Fab will be. You know, you got Fabs.
No.
You got LL. I mean, LL Run DMC probably somewhere up to just.
We're missing somebody in
Biggie, but he's that. Rest in peace. You know,
Yeah.
he's
I was saying
Tupac is not on there, so you can't name it.
Tupac's not from the West Coast. He's from Baltimore.
Yeah, but he's associated.
Ain't nobody care about that, right?
Yeah,
He's not associated with the West Coast. He's not a West Coast rapper.
I've never talked.
I don't associate him with the West Coast rapper.
If you're gonna sit here and say that Tupac is not a West Coast rapper, I'm never.
Hail Mary.
Like, what are you talking
He's not
about?
a West Side rapper.
He literally
Tupac
was
is a
on
West
Death
Coast
Row.
rapper.
Death Row.
Like,
No, he's
this
not.
nigga,
He's on Death Row.
They started West Coast.
So
East
what?
Coast
That was
beef,
like
and
that
this
was like
nigga telling
7
me-
albums in.
No, Rad,
That was like
no,
7 albums in. He got to Death Row.
Rad.
What are y'all talking about?
When,
He's not
when
a West Coast
When
rapper.
it was West Coast, East Coast beef, nobody said, "Oh, this nigga's from Baltimore." Nobody ever said that. Like, who said?
Yes, but he's not a West
I
Coast
know,
rapper.
but what publication just said, "Oh, you're my man from Baltimore, though, G"? He really from Baltimore.
Pop good.
He's not a West Coast rapper.
Come on, Mo. Pop from Baltimore.
I don't. The people from the West Coast do not rep Tupac. Nobody rep Tupac. They don't rep Tupac on the West Coast. That's not one of their Titans. That's one of their Titans. Tupac is one of the Titans on the West Coast.
Am I missing something?
I didn't think that. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, but I don't think that. I didn't think
What
Tupac
is
was.
he
one of
talking
the
about?
Titans.
Baltimore.
Rat. Wait a minute. You didn't think that Tupac was a Titan of the West Coast?
No, I don't.
Are
think
you
so.
seriously saying that?
He's not.
Well, what is he a Titan of then?
He's
Baltimore?
Hip hop. He's not a West
Right.
Coast rapper.
Have you ever heard of a West Coast East Coast beef?
Yeah, I heard.
Do you know that who was the originators of that beef? Or what it like kind of got?
Like
would-
literally murder beef.
So who was Tupac associated with at that time?
Death Row.
And where were they at?
They was in the West Coast.
Okay, I don't.
and they had beef with who?
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying right
I don't. But I don't. That don't make him a West Coast rapper. I still don't think he's a West
That
Coast rapper.
legitimately makes him
I
a
don't
West Coast
like
rapper.
if we
Like,
could ask
that is
somebody
the-
from the West Coast. Let's hit up the dude from Oakland. What's the dude that we hit up?
My guy, Big Jerk.
Hit him up and see if Tupac is a West Coast rapper. I don't think so.
No. But what you're saying is that's
live on the
but, like
pod.
Tupac is for sure a West Coast rapper. Like, I don't care what he says or anybody else. He is publicly known as somebody. The nigga made California love, right? I mean, like, what are you talking? I just don't know
So
what you're
Biggie
saying.
made? I'm going back to Cali. What did that mean?
That's not his biggest song. That's what that means.
I'm
like,
going back to Cali.
Like, he had Dre produce. Like,
It was Dre's song. It gave it to him.
I don't know
We
what
the
you're
history
saying.
behind that.
But I don't know what you're talking about. To be
I don't think.
honest.
I mean, I didn't just look at Tupac as a West Coast rapper. I don't think that was like they Titan.
He's legitimately a world-renowned West Coast rapper.
Dre, Snoop. Them
Tupac.
people that's on there. No, I don't think it was Tupac. I didn't know it was Tupac. I mean, it could be.
E40. Well, what are
Yeah.
the Titans?
That's insane
Yeah.
that you don't think that.
I didn't know that Tupac. Yeah.
Okay.
My bad. I could be wrong.
I'm crying.
You are
So,
wrong.
But maybe Fab, Jada, Styles P. Put Fab in the locks and call them East Coast something.
You got Wu-Tang. I mean, we probably disrespecting the whole Wu-Tang, right?
Well, I'm talking about just a collection of different people coming together. Shout out to Wu-Tang. So definitely, shout out to Wu-Tang. And we got Meth and Red tonight. So
One of them, Raekwon is gonna be on the Mount. One of them, Ghost. Raekwon gonna be on Mount Rushmore.
So we talked Conway already. So let's get into the outro. RIP shout out dedication. Did want to shout out Mile High and Josh. Our shout out to Mile High and our guy Josh. How do you say his name? Tape Kage or something like that?
I think it's Tape Cage.
Is it just Tape Cage? What? Okay, so is that Matt being Matt saying Tape Kage?
I think Matt calls him Tape Cage. Somebody said it.
Somebody said it.
May said it's Tape Cage, something like that. Like they didn't know, so they just said it. So now it's just something that stuck.
Okay.
But I think it's Tape Cage.
It's Tape Cage. Josh, he do all our intro videos. He did a music video for them. Y'all seen that joint?
Yeah, it's fire.
That joint is fire.
He's just get better at even his highlights. All the stuff he putting up. He just putting in that work, putting his 10,000 hours in, man. He getting that work in. He getting better.
I wish Josh would have been around when we was in high school. I know I had a couple of tapes out there that need to be seen.
For a fact.
That's a fact.
So also, keep it in the town. Rest in peace to Black Rob, from Buffalo. According to Nut, Nut said that him and Black Rob grew up together. he said that Nut brother in Black Rob. No, I guess he grew up on not Moselle. What street is that? I can't think of the street, but he grew up and Nut grew up on that same street. His mom said that
Box.
no, not Box. It's off Delavan. Off Delavan.
Okay.
But
Wyoming.
right, is it Wyoming or right next to it? Whichever right next to Wyoming.
Okay.
Cambridge. I think it's Cambridge.
Oh, okay.
I think Black Rob was from there, and Nut grew up there. Well, at least his mom and his brother grew up there. So Nut, I got the Black Rob story every time we talk about it. No, he had the crazy song "Whoa" that nobody really knew the words to, but "Whoa." But when that "Whoa" came on, whoa. So, y'all got anything for Black Rob? Any love since he's from the town?
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
I'm ashamed to say that I didn't know he's from the town though. Sorry. I mean, I don't know if that was like super common knowledge, but rest in peace to Black Rob.
I think I knew, or I thought he was from New York, but then Nut told me that he grew up on. I'm like, no, you grew up with everybody.
I didn't know that either. I knew he was born in Buffalo. I'm about to call my cousin David.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I just looked that up. He's born in Buffalo.
Yeah,
I know that.
That was Black Rob.
That's crazy.
So also shout out to D Wade. He bought some stake in the Utah Jazz.
Oh yeah, that was dope. That's dope, man. That's dope. A-Rod just bought Minnesota, the Utah. I mean, the NBA, progressive league, black owners, man. That's crazy. Never would have thought, with Adam Silver being there.
We just trying to hear that, Rad.
Oh, my bad.
We just trying to hear that. Priest gonna point to the NFL and what they doing. So, and then also, I do want to dedicate this joint to, talking about 420 years out there.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to partake and you want to watch that Meth and Red,
so on right now. Oh well,
I probably
already saw it.
Yeah, I already saw it. Also, they didn't dedicate this to George Floyd. He got some justice, so shout out to that. And shout out to us, good pod. Hopefully Mills get back, safe travels. And but got anything y'all want to add before we get out of here? You can call your cousin David. You can give us an update. Preach. If a cousin David got a Black Rob story next week.
Oh, for sure.
I appreciate that. All right, so it's been a great show. As always, we appreciate everybody for joining us, and that's all that we have for. We think it's a sports show. Hootie hoo!